Why did you want to go there to Armored?
Well, I wanted to actually, the reconnaissance side of things appealed to me. So like armored cavalry squadrons was what I wanted to do. The infantry seemed like a lot of walking. I thought it was nice that we had a vehicle to maneuver around there. That was appealing, while still being able to be part of a combat arms branch. Was ultimately, I think, more driving, less walking was the decided guide.
Yeah, I could understand that. Yeah, awesome. All right, so now going fast forward kind of right to where we left off. You went through training. You got to Fort Bragg. What happens from there?
So I get to Fort Bragg in September of 2009, and I became the XO of our headquarters squadron as we were preparing for deployment. So basically spent 10 months preparing the unit from a logistical standpoint as the XO, making sure we had all of our equipment in line. For all of our training events leading up to it, we did a 4-week course out at the National Training Center that January 2010 as like a train up for the deployment. And then I was it's called the unit movement officer. Got the unit packed up, all the material and equipment that we owned, sent down range. I think the squadron was 435 people strong, and the headquarters troop was around 135 people, and that consisted of like your squadron commanders and your squadron staff too. So got the staff, got the troop unit, and with the rest of the XOs from the other troops deployed downrange the end of June 2010. So we deployed to Kandahar Province. We were initially out of Kandahar Airfield for those first couple months as we run on the Advon party. So we were there first, got all of our gear and lodging and everything set up. And then a couple weeks later, the rest of the unit arrived and the deployment began. So we were operating out of Kandahar Airfield. We had an area of operations south of Kandahar Airfield along, I think it's Route 4, towards basically all the way down to Svinboldak, which is the one of the border crossing points from Pakistan into Afghanistan. So the first 6 months of the deployment, we controlled the north half, which was a district called Tactical. And we set up and establish these OCDs, Operational Coordination Center, OCCD, Operational Coordination Center, district level. And the goal was, so at this point, I transitioned out of XO time and moved down to the line and became a platoon leader. And at the platoon level, we would partner with local authorities like the Afghan Border Patrol, the Afghan National Police, and the National Directorate Service, which was like their intelligence agency. And we'd live and work with them for a week on, come back to the base for a couple of days off, and a week on. And it was all about working with, sharing intelligence and training together with those units. So we did that out of that tactical district for the first part of the deployment, and then we moved finally down to the Svinboldak base, and then controlled the border crossing point, Svinboldak district, and a couple other areas of operation in and around the Spinby region.
So
for about 6 months, another 6 months. So it was a total of 12-month deployment.